Be blinded by my light. The Sahara Desert is flooding, actually, and I'm really confused by this. So I've been keeping up with world events like a psychopath because I don't care about my mental health, and I've been keeping up with the war and conflicts and things of that variety, and I've been checking up on the hurricanes, and we usually get hurricanes. It's about hurricane season. That's fine. Florida's getting messed up and knocked around, and we don't have that much money for most things. But one thing that's really messing me up is the simple fact of the Sahara Desert is flooding. I didn't know this was a thing, and I thought somebody was lying to me when I saw this. No, the Sahara Desert is flooding. It is getting 2 years worth of rainfall, or a 2-day rainfall that is happening. I believe it's something of that variety. It is the first time it is flooded in half a century. I am a little bit concerned and confused about why this is happening. Why is this happening at the current moment in time? It has been nearly 50 years. Now, a lot of people have obviously biblical speculation saying, oh, it's God punishing us for being sinful for our ways. The wars are messing everything up. It's Jesus. It's Yahweh and nonsense of that way. But I've been looking up meteorologists reports, and it turns out it actually is what people don't believe in. It is climate change. It is the horrible ramifications of climate change. It is what's happening. The entire course of the world is changing and shifting because of the effects our planet is having due to the human influence on it, because of the population doing many vast wacky things. And I know what you're gonna say, well, I reduce, reuse, and recycle, or we should attack the companies. We do have to attack the companies. Truly, we do have to actually put blame on them. But I feel like this should be a wake-up call when a desert floods. I feel like this should be the impetus. This should be the ground zero breaking. This should be the big explosion, the little boy bomb that dropped on Nagasaki. Oh my God, August 1940, whatever. It's crazy. That's what it should be. This feels like we're not taking this as seriously as it should be. A torrential rainfall on the Sahara Desert, it does not bode well at all. I imagine some people may be excited for it, saying, oh, we finally got some rainwater. We're super excited about that. But a vast change in the way things are operating and the climate going, and a flooding of a desert is something psychotic. Now, what an interesting factor of this is we are seeing the blue lagoons of what it used to be. We are seeing what it used to look like in the past, which looks interesting. We are enjoying that. That is looking crazy. We can see what it used to look like and things of that variety. But a desert flooding is never a good sign in any capacity. Seeing this messes me up. I suppose this may mess up the ecosystem in some capacity. This may destroy things. However, I am not a climate expert. I am somebody that sees something that is unnatural and something that is weird, and I see that it is destroying me mentally because I don't know what this bodes well next for the course of human history. What does this mean for us humans and the ramifications we have on the planet? What are we doing so deeply to everybody, to everyone, to everything we touch, that we are annihilating things to a point where we can't get past it, to a point where we are so empowered by everything, so strong with everything, that we don't understand that we actually are causing destruction on a grand scale. And you may not have even known that the Sahara Desert was flooding. You may have said to yourself, oh, this is not that bad. This is not too crazy. This is just a little small thing. It's not small. This is huge to me because I don't know what's going on anymore. There's so much going on with the hurricanes, with the war, with the election, with nonsense about World War III, with all this gobbledygook about a new strand of COVID happening. It is terrifying me to an extent that I cannot fathom. I am anxious, I am scared, I am over the moon. I'm just trying to work my job. I work 60 hours a week, and people always want to tell me the most depressing news. I've never heard good news in the past few months. I've never heard some amazing news. I've never heard news saying, oh, we actually discovered a new something, a new fruit, a new type of cheese. Can we discover a new type of cheese? Can we solve an epidemic of some sort? Can we find a cure for something easy and simple? Can we re-cure polio? Can we do that? Can we reinvent polio and then make a cure for it? I don't know. Can we do something fun? I have no clue. Everything feels so sad and depressing. And this is on a long list, a very long list of things that is messing me up so deeply. When I saw this, I said, wow, I hope there's some logical, reasonable explanation. There is no real good explanation for me. It is disgusting. And a lot of people are extremely happy about it. I've seen sides on both spectrums. If you believe something on the internet, you can guarantee there's some psychopath that will believe the exact opposite. Oh, I think 2 plus 2 is 4. I'm Terrence Howard, and actually 1 times 1 is 2 because I'm trying to reinvent math. There's always some psychopath. Always some psychopath, always out there saying the worst, most deranged, psychotic, mentally brain dead takes that will make you question if you yourself are even correct. But when you argue with an idiot, you will be beaten down to their level because they will destroy you with experience. You will not win the battle because their goal is only to make you angry. You are losing an uphill fight and you're pushing a boulder up the hill, but you do not enjoy this, Sisyphus. One must imagine Sisyphus happy, and you can't even imagine yourself happy. It is insane. A lot of parts of the Sahara Desert are turning green because of the influx of the heavy rainfall. It is insane. It is weird to say that. I've always attributed the Sahara Desert to be this barren wasteland. The desert is a very specific biome in which you feel like, okay, this is just sand. There are cacti, there are cactuses, there's scorpions, there's specific things out there. They have their own ecosystem. How will this affect the animals? Will the animals enjoy the water? Some animals have adapted to living without the water there. Will that actually destroy them? Will that mess them up? That's like if the polar bears all of a sudden just got incredibly warmer. Would that mess them up deeply? Their camouflage would be worthless if the Arctic polar caps melted and it turned out to be this green deluge of all these things going on in that front. That would mess up so many things. This is scary. I don't want to say this is biblical. I'm not going to say that because that is not how I operate as a human being. I am going to say, though, that if we don't come together as people, if we don't all come together as one, we are going to ruin the only planet we have. This planet we have developed for millions of years to specifically work and be on this planet. We can't go to Mars because our bodies aren't built for Mars. We go into space and our spines get stretched out. We get near a black hole, our bodies spaghettify. That is the actual definition for what happens when you get next to a black hole or get pulled into its event horizon. You begin to spaghettify. That's what happens. There are so many different, weird, off, strange, messed up things that happen with humans if we leave our planet. Radiation destroys us in space. We're not built for that. We can learn to conquer it after we learn to conquer our own planet. We don't even have all of our oceans mapped out and discovered. We have not seen every creature in the deep sea. I'd like to 100% Earth before walking to a new project and trying to find better things to do on the other planets because we're so scared of what we've done to this one that we're messing it up by making the Sahara Desert flood. It's a little bit strange, right? It's a little bit odd that we want to have all these things. We want to have our cake and eat it too all the time. That isn't how humans should work. That isn't how people should work. That isn't how you should work. We should work on ourselves. And I'm sick of pretending and acting like, oh, everything's fine, everything's dandy. And I'm sick of putting it to the back burner and making us sadder each time. Oh, did you hear about we're boycotting McDonald's because they're destroying people and there's child slaves and a homeless man just collapsed on the street because of heat exhaustion. It's hotter nowadays. And guess what? Every time I hear something, it's depressing. There's no good news. If you could in the comments, if you made it this far, just tell me some good news. Tell me something good that happened in your life. I need good news now. I'm sick of it. I don't want any bad news anymore. Just tell me some good news. I'd appreciate it. Something nice has happened in your life, please.